Hello and welcome to the VCSP Tech Hub. My name is Brandon McCoy, Senior System Engineer here at Veeam Software, and today's video is going to be license management through the Veeam Service Provider Console. This is going to be a short video. We're going to talk about which products can be licensed through the console, as well as where and how to manage those licenses. So with that, let's jump right into the software. Here we are at the overview screen. We are on version 5 of the Veeam Service Provider Console. I'm going to navigate to the top right under Configuration. I'm then going to go to Licensing here on the bottom left. And we'll see our overview screen. So this is going to show you 3 different widgets. And it just so happens these are the 3 types of Veeam products that we can manage from a licensing perspective. So under this Veeam Service Provider Console here, you're going to see agent backups, server and workstation that are completely managed by the console. So when you manage an agent from the console, you can actually push the backup policy out from the console, and a license is consumed directly from the console as well. And the policy that you decide to create will determine which license gets pushed out, whether that's workstation or a server. So as we can see here, I am managing 7 agents from the console. 5 of those are workstation policies, 2 of those are servers. Now in this middle tab, we have Cloud Connect. We have a couple workstation backups that are coming to Cloud Connect and 1 server that's coming to Cloud Connect. There are no virtual machine Cloud Connect backups. Now, one thing to note here, Cloud Connect backup is free so long as you are using your rental key licenses and providing managed services to your customers. In those scenarios, we will not see anything populate in the Cloud Connect widget here. However, if you have customers that have their own perpetual or subscription-based licensing and you are just a repository for them, that is a charge for Cloud Connect backup for either virtual machines or agents, workstation, server. And there's also Cloud Connect Replication. Cloud Connect Replication costs a license regardless of which model that you are on, and any of those would show up right here under Cloud Replica VM. And finally, we have our managed backup servers. We can see that there are 8 Veeam backup and replication servers that are connected to the console, and we're going to dive a little deeper into that in a moment. But before we leave this screen, I wanted to point out a couple other things. This license status here. So when you first install the Veeam Service Provider Console, it's going to ask for a license key. Now this is a free product to use, and there's actually a free Veeam Service Provider Console license key you can download. This is fine if you're just going to be doing monitoring from the console. However, if you would like to start managing agents and deploying backup policies for those standalone agents, workstations, servers, you'll need a Veeam backup and replication key with the number of workloads you want to protect. So if I click here, I can replace that free key with a backup and replication key, something that I've cut in our Pulse platform, which is where we cut keys and report usage each month. And so just cut an Enterprise Plus key. For the workloads, specify the number of workstations and the number of servers that you would like to back up. Once you've done that, you can then start pushing out those policies. I believe servers are worth 11 points, if I'm not mistaken, and workstations are around 4. You can see here I've got 5 workstations. So 5 times 4 is 20, and 2 servers. So 11 times 2 is 22. 22 plus 20 is 42, and you can see here 42 points have been used of that key. Now don't worry too much about points. Your main concern is how many machines are you protecting with what edition of our product, and you'll be able to specify that when you cut the key. This is just kind of letting you know where you are in terms of points and how much of that key you have left in case you need to maybe up that key at some time, which you can always do. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the backup servers. This is for your Veeam backup and replication. So I can see all my Veeam servers that are connected here. I can see the number of points they're using for their respective backups, whether that's VMware Hyper-V at the standard Enterprise or Enterprise Plus edition of the product. Also, I could have some agents that are not managed by the Service Provider Console. They are actually managed by an on-prem backup and replication server at the client side. So agents pushed out from those consoles will also show the number of machines and points that are being managed by the on-prem backup servers. I can click these three little bubbles here. This will give me some additional information if I'd like to view that. And speaking of Veeam backup and replication, there's a couple things we can do. So once I've got my Veeam backup server connected to this console, I can click a server and I can actually install a new license key directly from here, and I can update those license keys automatically. I can revoke those keys as well directly from the console. One more thing to note here is this license auto update checkbox. So depending on the kind of agreement you have with Veeam, either a no commit or a volume rental agreement, you're going to have to renew your licenses at some point. I believe on a no commit, those licenses have to be renewed every 90 days. And on a volume rental agreement or a VRA, those licenses have to be renewed once a year. So rather than having to replace those keys, swap them out, you can just click the License Auto Update checkbox and those licenses will renew automatically. Now you can do that from the individual Veeam servers, but hey, why not just use the Veeam Service Provider console and do it for all your Veeam servers at once? Now you can pick individual ones, but in most cases, we're just going to turn that on for everyone. Now, when the license is ready to expire, it'll check in with our Veeam license distribution servers and auto update those keys for you. Okay. Finally, I want to talk about usage reports, probably one of the more important pieces of the licensing portion of the Service Provider console. So at the first of each month, you can get an automated report that's going to show you the number of machines you're backing up with the various products and editions of those products that are connected to the Service Provider console. Now, in order to auto-generate this report on the first, there's going to be a couple things that you need to make sure of. First, all of your Veeam servers or your customers' Veeam servers need to be on version 10 or later. Also, your Veeam Service Provider console needs to be on version 4 or later. If those two things are true, then you can just turn this automatic report approval on, and on the first of the month, you'll get a usage report. Now, if some of those Veeam servers are not on version 10, so they're on 9.5, maybe update 4 or earlier, and or if your Veeam Service Provider console is on version 3 or earlier, then you're not going to get that report until the 10th. Now, there is a way to force this report on the first. What you would have to do is go to each individual customer's Veeam server, and at the first of the month, they get a checkbox that pops up that says your licenses are ready to be reviewed, and you can click the review button. Once you have clicked that button on all the Veeam servers, it will force the report to be sent to the Service Provider console. Now, obviously, that's not very ideal, so you should definitely be on version 10 with your Veeam and at least version 4 with the console. At the time of this video, we are on Veeam Backup and Replication version 11, and we are on Veeam Service Provider console version 5. So I've got a license usage report that has been generated. I've already got it ready, so PDF here. And we can see the three different products that we mentioned today. So the Veeam agents, these are going to be those standalone managed agents that were deployed from the Service Provider console. As I mentioned, your Service Provider console will have a Veeam Enterprise Plus license, and that license is responsible for deploying various workloads, 3 server agents and 2 workstation agents. Next, we have Veeam Backup and Replication. These are your customer on-prem Veeam servers with the Enterprise Plus license as well. They are doing 62 virtual machine backups using its native Enterprise Plus functionality. They have also deployed 9 server agents and 2 workstation agents, as well as 5 cloud virtual machines. Now, I haven't really gotten into these types of workloads, but if you're backing up Veeam Backup for Azure or Veeam Backup for AWS workloads, those rental keys can manage those types of workloads as well, as long as it's connected to a Veeam server, and then your Service Provider console will allow you to report on those as well. Finally, we have our Veeam Cloud Connect. So these are the cloud backups that were sent to us with a customer's perpetual license, which again, those are the ones that we need to charge for. I've got 2 of those. No Cloud Connect replication is here, so I can just add these numbers up and then I can go to the Pulse platform and put those counts into my monthly usage report and be good to go. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Thanks.